really tough time for them. And they're already 0-2. We've seen Adam talk about like the atmosphere in the team, and understandably,
that's what, you know, the first few days of groups at Worlds
that's
is
what you do.
about. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's the general standard.
We've been nailing it. We've been nailing it. We've been saying things like the Jarvan's just terrible, which he's obviously not, because this is absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rarity here for us these days, but
to not have one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rarity.
Comfort here for him. Let's teleport back to lane. Maple is going to have a fair bit of company here, potentially. As we can see, that top brush is very dark. But PSG know what's going on. It's 3 versus 3 right now as the chains come in. Maple knows exactly what he wants here. Good knock-up from Whippo, though, is going to force the disengage.
They're able to take control of the Dragon Pit, and getting an early Drake, especially after having seen 2 games today that were basically decided by which team stack.
This is definitely a winnable fight here for PSG if they can rotate in, but they're very slow on this.
Yes, so much vision available, but they're not really going to do anything
faster there.
Yeah, just didn't quite have enough people in position, and now Kyling's forced to flash, get himself out of the way. Bwimbo's going to get first blooded, though. Hanabi flashes forward with his flaming sword. Now Maple with an opportunity. He's got his own slicing maelstrom.
And for Fnatic early games this tournament, I get so excited.
Yeah, well, the door is going to be shown to Fnatic now as both of them get knocked up with the Glacial Fissure. Kyling down very low as now Niski gets into the Cataclysm alongside Bwimbo. He's going to get that work done, but it's a 1-for-1 as Bwimbo's already been taken down. Maple still with the Undying Rage available. Being not going to be away by PSG.
The scary part about taking fights like this as Fnatic, and he's scared for a second.
Well, now Maple's going to come through. Yeah, exactly right. Once again, extended exchanges. It's another concussive blows to come through to get that stun as now Niski, he's got his Undying Rage as well as Maple. He's going to proc his. That's the killing spree for the Silas. As, yeah, he unfortunately doesn't.
And also has the lethal temper, so he's going to put out an insane amount of
damage.
Unified.
Yeah, well, they're just going to dive straight underneath this turret before that teleport could even come through. Barrel's going to come up and going to be avoided completely. The Cataclysm comes on in, and Hanabi, unfortunately, this ain't it, my friend. He didn't have himself some control of this mid lane, but Bwimbo says no. He wants to fight right now, and he's just thrown into the bouncy castle, thankfully. See, makeshift cannon, and in goes Adam. He's immediately exhausted. The rest of the team, they do need to try and follow up, but it's the flash out from Kyling. Niski looking for the low health targets. He's going to take down Unified in the backline, and Bwimbo's going to deal with Maple.
See of Fnatic, even though Adam doesn't actually find anyone specifically with the slicing maelstrom, he does even exhaust
too much with his slicing maelstrom that he stole away. Hylissang with the 3-man plays pretty good, but he's still dead. Saves, possibly.
No, you're not allowed to do this. It's illegal, as Chronicle would call it. And
no, that's Caterol.
That's Caterol.
I appreciate
you used it a little bit here in the LCK.
I did. Being said again, we've seen this one before.
There's a lot of PSG members around here, but Niski is still very, very scary. Adam's going to teleport in. There's the slicing maelstrom. The stand beside me comes on forward. Kyling staying alive. The exhaust comes in and Bot as well. He stuns them up. Cannon barrage comes on down, and yes, they managed to take the
flash. And we'll see how big this Red Bull Baron power play ends up being here, because
he's a magnetized.
There it is.
As there he goes. Adam finds the stuns. The slicing maelstrom is just beautiful as Bwimbo puts them into the Cataclysm as well. It's a good kick from River, and they haven't quite got the kills. It's a double from Hanabi. Remember the amount of damage these barrels raining through as Bwimbo's still got a smite, I guess. Looking to see whether they can steal this one away. He gets on in. Not going to be secured. It's Hanabi that takes down the Dragon of all.
And while I love the angle that Fnatic tried to go for, you also saw how ready PSG were, right? Like, they knew
it needs to be either Unified or Hanabi, or both, ideally.
Oh, this could be the pickoff, though. Adam just destroys the Silas. His ultimate was better as the hook is going to connect from Hylissang as well, but he does take a lot of damage there as Unified throws down a defensive bullet time, but this will be the Ocean Soul for Fnatic, and Adam, the young gentleman of the top lane, just obliterates.
That's how the longer fight goes.
Check. Hook is easy there from Hylissang as well, and Kyling has to do this. He has to try and get some vision. As in goes Niski, maybe didn't want to be doing that necessarily, but there is, oh dear, a turret shot in the sky. The flash comes through. There's the curtain call. One of these boards probably needs to connect, but not really, as the 3,000. Okay, so they do have the vision available as Adam. Oh, and available.
Maple's about to have a teleport.
No, there it is. That was the pick that they were looking. Does have the Cataclysm available. River now looking for his opportunity on to Bean. There's the flash forward. Adam doesn't get exhausted. He's going to cut through the Braum, but I think the PSG can still fight with this one. Cannon Barrage now on cooldown, not actually hitting any of the members of Fnatic. As the curtain call comes on in, not going to get too much joy here as Fnatic should be able to hold on to this one as Adam, underneath the relative safety of his inhibitor turret, and PSG are pushed away.
I mean, look, they got value out of redemption.
River, okay, he's now going to look for the kick, does find it onto Bean here. Gale forces to get himself out of the way. Cannon Barrage not exactly finding the value that they want as Hylissang going to flash out, gets that hook back in as well. Bwipo decides that he just wants to dive straight on top of PSG. Maple looks for the backline as well. There's the slicing Maelstrom. The CC is beautiful under Maple. He's thrown around like a ragdoll, but he keeps himself alive. 1 versus 4.
They cross the map, they see an opportunity, they thought they could take the fight to PSG, but they fall flat in the end.
There is so much damage, and this Nexus is not going to stand a chance. It was so heartfelt from Fnatic. But PSG will go up to 2-1 in the group.
One of our closest and longest games here in Worlds, but this is the mental crusher. This is the one that hurts. You had a lead in your first game, you lost it. You know, we had great jungle pathing, you're playing with a sub, you lose that second game, but you lose this third game. You go 0-3 in the groups, feels terrible, but you lose this long, grueling 45-minute game where many times you had such a lead, you had such an edge, but you just couldn't close it out in the end. That is what's really going to hurt for Fnatic fans and for this team going forward.